Hello, sorry. I was.
Yo, no problem. What's eh? You were eh?
It's just I was.
Don't worry about it. I'm just messing with you. What's up, man? So I'm Jordan.
Hello.
I'm Jordan, also known as Tempest
I'm
in the
Theo, also
StarCraft
known
world.
as Shadow.
Okay. You
Insert fire.
Theo is what you go by?
That's actually my name.
Nice. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So, um, what else was I gonna say in that long Skype message? I feel like Daniel already told you what I said to him about like people.
People before.
Yeah, yeah, and the only thing I mean by that is when I coached this one guy before, like he was a friend, so it was not like it was a big deal or anything. But just we would always have to go over the same exact thing because he would either never play or just not really improve or whatever. Okay, so
Well, I hope that I can improve. But if I don't, then I would understand why you would not, or why you'd be hesitant.
you'll definitely be able to improve. It's just if
I'd just put the
it,
time into it or
yeah,
not.
exactly. It's about like effort more than anything else, I think. Don't mute that.
I'm really quiet.
Yeah, but I'm hopefully fixing that now.
It might just be my mic. I have no idea.
No, no, you're fine to me. So Preston,
Okay.
I turned up the stream computer volume and I turned up the Skype volume. So as I'm saying this now, he should be. Oh wait, what the fuck is that? Well, I just turned that up too, whatever that means. So tell me if he's any better from now on. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. He just wasn't putting in effort to get better, and if you're not gonna put in effort to get better, why am I gonna put in effort to get you better? So that was basically the scenario of that. You know, he plays other games too. He's not like trying to be competitive in StarCraft. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay, so let me exit Facebook. Okay, thank you, Preston. Is the man reminding me to change my thing. You're silver, right?
I am, currently. Much to my chagrin.
Yeah, he said you're better now, so that's good. Your
Okay.
voice, I mean. Um,
Okay, thank you.
yes, you're already better at StarCraft. I didn't even have to do anything. No. Also, what I was saying about you playing fast, even just you switching between your bases when you're reacting to the drop, like was just way faster than the guy I taught. So like, I feel like this is already gonna be easy. Um, hold on, I need to do like two more things. I was not ready to copy it yet. Okay, I'm good. How did you meet Empathy, also known as Daniel?
Tumblr. He was
Me too.
when I first joined Tumblr. I was looking around at on the StarCraft tag, and I heard about the Tumblr community creating a tournament that I sadly
What?
couldn't participate in, and that ended up falling through like halfway through, if I believe right. And so,
Oh. I didn't know about all that, but I've only had a Tumblr for like a few months, so
yeah, this was last year.
okay. I would love to
So
participate in that. That'd be legit. Except
yeah,
they're
I wanted to play, but then I realized that I would have been out of state, I believe.
Oh yeah.
So I couldn't do it. And then I added him on, and then I kept following Empathy on Tumblr, and so I read a lot of his posts and stuff, and I talked to him, and he's like, "Hey, you can add me on Skype." I'm like, "All right."
All right. Yeah, he's really nice.
So, he really is.
He's very nice. He's definitely not new to making friends online. He's a pretty cool dude. So. I guess I'll put him on Facebook. Cancel. Okay, dude. So. So what's your ID and your character code? Or you can give me your email or whatever.
I'll send it.
I can give you mine.
On Skype.
Okay, sounds good.
Or if you're a certain British pro gamer who's playing on a Smurf in Korea, it's pronounced Shadowfyre.
Shadowfyre?
He accidentally pronounced that once on a stream.
Oh.
And that was like a while, like last year. Essentially. And so,
okay.
It's the one moment that I cling to.
An altered state of mind, okay. Sorry, my friend was messaging me. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do this with you tonight, so I was like messaging people about playing Hearthstone or about playing StarCraft, and one of them just got back to me. Okay.
Gotcha.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, mine's pretty obvious if you know me on Tumblr or not Facebook or Twitch, because my name is my in-game name and character code. So.
So Tempest.
636. Right there he is, Shadowfyre. There she is. Miss America. Hello. Okay, so what did I say? I need to remember. Scroll up in this Skype post. Okay, so yeah, so we gotta start off with discussing strategy. You'd be surprised how many, like, bronze through gold people don't understand that you need to play very differently depending on your matchup. Like, someone's like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, I guess back in the day, like, 4-gate worked against everything, but...
yeah,
but
it doesn't work out now.
Yeah, it doesn't work, but, like, they'd be like, oh, well, I tried, like, this 3-gate expand, you know, blah, 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 and I'm like, okay, what matchup? They're like, I don't know, and I'm like, oh, yes, you need to open very differently and play very differently in each matchup. I guess we'll talk about Zerg right now, since that's what you were talking about. Which one's your worst matchup?
PvT.
Okay, well, good, because even though my statistics of wins aren't backing this fact, that's definitely my best matchup as far as, like, understanding. So,
gotcha.
Towards the ends of Wings of Liberty, people start doing a build just because it was, like, impossible to stop damage from happening, and it would, if they went mutas, they'd die. And that is the Phoenix, the Forge Fast expand into Phoenix Harass for Phoenix, and then into Fast Colossus, then take a third. So the Phoenix would most likely force, or they'd probably definitely force Spore Crawlers, but they'd most likely force out Hydras, and then the Colossus would do fine against Hydras, and then you'd be safe to take a third. And Phoenix are so fast, it's impossible to stop damage. Like, you can fly in, kill a drone in their mining gas, and fly out, and you will never lose a Phoenix. Of course, if you try to get more than just a single drone, or if you try and get Overlords or try and get Queens, when you start getting technical, try and do a lot of damage, then you'll start losing shit, but it's impossible to stop all the damage, whereas, like, DTs against Terrans, say, if they have a bunker...
Scans.
Yeah, scans, but if they have a bunker and a missile turret already set up at the front of their base, you are never going to do damage. It is going to die before it gets anywhere, before it even kills one thing, whereas the Phoenix can't be stopped. And that's just as strong as a build, even stronger maybe, or not stronger, but more important in Heart of the Swarm, because mutas are so much stronger. Even some of, like, the top pros cannot stop mutas without, like, Phoenix. Like, with Blink, with, like, Psystorm, you get, like, 40 or 50 mutas, and they're so fast, and they bounce around the high grounds and kill your shit so fast. You can't really stop it without Phoenix. So, I recommend just, if you want to play standard, do the Phoenix opening, and if you want to do all-ins, then we can talk about some 2-base all-ins or stuff like that.
That's what I've been doing most recently, was an all-in-ish type of build.
Okay, tell me about it.
Extremely early Stargate for Phoenix, so that you can do some kind of damage. It's basically a 1-gate fast expand.
Okay.
And then you go really early Phoenix, and then the hope is that you force a lot of spore crawlers. And then you go immediate 7 to 8 gates. And then you just try to kill them off of 7-8 gates worth of zealots. Because a lot of spores, like let's say they put 2 to 3 spores in each mineral line, or even just one, that's still a lot of investment that they can't really get back. However, I'm not the best player, so I can't really pull it off.
It's fine.
That well.
Okay.
Although I'd prefer a standard build rather than an all-in.
So all-ins sometimes are standard, especially for Protoss.
Yeah.
So what's been going around a lot lately, besides the build I just said, the Phoenix Harass into Fast Colossus, is gateway timings that aren't exactly all-in. Well, it depends, but like a 4 or 5 gate timing, just because Zealots are really strong against the Zerg. And that build existed in Wings of Liberty also. I don't remember. There's a reason why it's been done now. Like, obviously the Mothership Core helps, but what is the reason? I don't remember. But if you gateway expand, like gateway Cybernetics Core 1 gas and then expand, you can get your warp gate tech done really quickly and still expand and have a pretty decent economy, and warping in like 4 zealots at a time, and even especially if you get +1 attack, because you can get a forge right after you get your nexus. You will almost always do damage or kill the third. And usually what happens is you bank up a lot of gas since you're warping in only zealots. So at home you can make like a stronger army after the attack, you can start teching up while making sentries, and normally you can't do both so early. But since you just saved up a lot of gas, so that's a strong build. There's a strong 2-base all-in where you get +2 attack, blink, immortals, and sentries. I don't know how good you are at force fields or at blink micro, but that's like super duper like retardedly strong on most maps. Like,
I'm decent with both. Gold.
I actually did a tournament against another school recently, and I used that build like at least 2 or 3 times. And one game, I was down like 50 supply against Roach Hydra, and I just the force fields, the blink, I like didn't lose anything for so long, and I just murdered. But so I don't really like a Phoenix into 7 or 8 gate build. I feel like if you're planning the all-in and you make a Stargate so quickly, I feel like you should make Void Rays or something to try and do like actual damage. Whereas Phoenix just do like indirect damage. They can kill drones and they can kill queens, or not queens. Well, yes, they can, but overlords. But that just like slows them down. It's never major, you know. Because I mean, if they get 2 injects, they can make 8 drones at a time, and that's usually about how many drones. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could be like, oh shit, I lost 5 drones. Who gives a shit? Let me make 8. So it's more of like slowing them down while you're doing something else, which I guess does somewhat make sense to your point. But I would much rather something more like using it with the all-in, like Void Rays.
More direct.
Or just going straight to like Forge Fast Expand, start +1, and start adding the gates straight up. But I don't know. I don't know very many builds. But if you want to practice the Phoenix into Colossus build, we can do that. So do you normally gateway expand, or do you Forge Fast Expand ever?
I've done both. More recently, because of that build that I just told you about, I've been using the gateway expand, but I do know the supplies to do the Forge Fast Expand. Okay, so you're efficient with that, or like somewhat efficient, at least until you expand. Yeah. Yeah. Do you go Once I expand, that's really my most difficult part.
Okay. I mean, a lot of things are confusing, like when to take a third. And since you're Protoss, I'll just tell you, if you're not sure you can go out on the map and survive, even if it's just as short as to take a third, just wait. Just keep warping and wait, because